You know I'm right. The podcast that uncovers the origin stories of some of the biggest names in entertainment, sports, media, entrepreneurship, and so much more. Nick Durst here, and today we are coming to you live from the New Jersey Hall of Fame in the beautiful American Dream Mall. Nick Durst, of course, your host, and I'm joined by two future New Jersey Hall of Famers. First, my co-host, Joe Calabrese.
Thank you for that. Are they going to induct me into the New York and New Jersey Hall of Fames at some point?
It could be.
I was a Jersey resident for about 18 months. But the reason why we're here is not because of me. The reason why we are here is to our right. She is a businesswoman. She is the co-host of the Dirty Rush podcast, which is now available on iHeartMedia. And you may have seen her in The Real Housewives of New Jersey. She's an entrepreneur herself. We are so happy to have her on. We welcome Jenn Fessler.
Hi, guys.
To You Know I'm Right. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. What a pleasure to be here. I'm getting inducted or no?
Well, we're going to talk to the manager, Brian. I want to
I
thank
would
Brian for
appreciate
having
that.
us here. Big class in November. Some big names are going to be inducted. So
Really?
I don't know if we can let everybody know who they're going to be, but
Jenn Fessler.
Jenn Fessler is definitely going to be there, hopefully. But we're here right now at American Dream. We're going to talk about the mall a little bit later, and they have a great partnership with them. But you, obviously, as Joe mentioned, have a lot going on. You're a very busy woman. So when you wake up in the morning, what's that first app you're checking on your phone?
So the second my eyes open, I am unlike everybody else in this country. I don't even look at my phone. I immediately think coffee. Mm-hmm. I can't get to it fast enough. There's no way for me to even get up out of bed. It's almost like I need to put a coffee pot in the bed with me. After that, I do probably check Instagram first.
See what's going on, who tagged you and whatnot.
Yeah,
kind of.
Yeah.
All right, so get that coffee. What's your morning breakfast? You having a bagel? What are you going for?
Well, let's see. This morning, I'm not always a breakfast person.
Me too. I never eat
really.
breakfast.
So I'm not a huge breakfast person. But for instance, this morning I did stop at Starbucks and tried to get something nutritious into my body that wasn't. I spent the weekend at the beach, so it was all just hoagies and blueberry pie and exactly. So I did stop at Starbucks and I got the hard-boiled egg thingy with the. I don't know, the cheese and the peanut butter.
Yeah.
That was the best choice I've made in probably a year.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're eating healthy, but it's summer. You're out there. Everybody loves ice cream. What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
It's so weird, you guys, because when I was young, I used to literally fantasize about drowning in a vat of chocolate. Like I thought, what would that?
Really
I'm not making it up. I would think about swimming in it, and everything was about chocolate. And as I've hit, I guess. Well, I just turned 57 August 9th. So, but for the past few years, thank you so much. I have not been so into chocolate. I am very into vanilla.
Okay.
Not just vanilla. I shouldn't say that. Vanilla with whatever is going on, whatever candy they're mixing in. Even sometimes strawberry, like a strawberry cheesecake, ice cream.
Yeah. See, I'm a strawberry person.
You are.
Yes, it's not a very popular decision.
It's not. I wouldn't say I would just
love
go
strawberry ice cream, strawberry cheesecake, anything strawberry you put in front of me, I'm going to eat it.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't like strawberries that much, but I like anything artificially strawberry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So strawberry ice cream, fair enough. So we here, of course, we love cookie dough. So I want to give a shout out to Bitty Bites for bringing us this episode. These are small bites, only 60 calories per bite.
Really?
Yeah. So,
yum.
Anybody want to try one?
Yes, please.
All right. So let's get this open.
Thank you.
Am I going to open mine now or no?
No, we'll just open one.
So they're like mini chipwiches?
They're very mini.
Chocolate chip cookie dough, though.
30 bites. So what the thing is, they have the cookie dough on the outside.
Yum.
The inside is vanilla ice cream. So go ahead.
Wow. Oh, they are they're really bite-sized.
Jen can try hers first.
Oh, my God.
Good, right? Joe?
Oh, my God.
Yep.
They're delicious.
And these sell for $10 at Costco.
Yum.
So, another one?
No, thank you.
One more?
I'll take one more.
All right, one more.
I can afford
Only
it.
because I want to be able to speak.
We'll have to eat these after, but these are delicious. So
They're so
we want to
good.
thank our friends at Bitty Bites. Go get these now at Costco. And they are made in New Jersey. New Jersey company down in Keyport, I believe. So, bunch of Hall of Fame stuff going on here.
Love it.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, your reality TV, right? You know a lot of women who have probably been on Ozempic, right? If they're eating this,
my hand is raised.
do you think it works?
Yeah, I know it works.
So you can
Ozempic or this?
You can eat
they both work.
You can eat these guilt-free. with
100%. The magic pill has arrived. I know there's a lot of controversy around it, but I'm very, very pro these GLP-1 medications.
All right, so I'm guessing it's worked for you. You've been very vocal about that. What do you think about some of your fellow Bravo-verse people who are hush hush? I don't take it.
I don't know. I think I'm not. I've never been a hush hush kind of woman.
Yeah.
I don't. My mom is always trying to hush hush me. She's always like, Jen, not everybody has to know everything about you, but I'm not the type that hides things like that. I don't really care. It's and I think it's like helpful when you're open and you want to share what's working, right?
For sure.
Absolutely. So let's talk about your background, right? Way back when.
Yeah.
You attended Boston University, Go Terriers, and you transferred to University of Texas, Hook'em Horns.
Yes.
Right?
Are they Terriers, BU? And I'm
Yes,
not
the
kidding.
BU Terriers.
Thank you for reminding
That's
me.
right.
That's why I
Okay,
left.
I blocked it. Exactly.
Listen,
exactly.
my best friend and his now wife went to BU, so I should know
Ah.
that. Right. But let's talk about your early life, growing up. What did you originally want to do and get into?
I wanted to be noticed by boys, and I'm telling you, if you're asking me what I was into when I was young, I was a very awkward tween and teen. Very heavy, big curly hair, red glasses. They didn't have, all of the stuff that they do now to sort of help teenagers through the awkward years and the awkward phases. I was just boy crazy. But I went to a performing arts high school because I wanted to be an actress. And so it's called HSPVA, shout out. It's in Houston, Texas, a high school for the performing and visual arts. And I had this great high school experience because, everyone that was there was creative. It wasn't, it wasn't like small town USA high school. It wasn't competitive like that, and I was never athletic, so I didn't have that to offer. I wasn't going to make the cheerleading squad. I wasn't necessarily an academic, but this performing arts school, it really let in all of us. It was great if you were a freak, which I was. So, but I studied theater there. I graduated. I spent 2 years at Boston University and got homesick and ended up transferring to University of Texas, where I graduated in 1990 with a degree in English, and immediately moved to New York City and attended the American Academy of Dramatic Arts. So I had it in my head that I was going to be an actress. I think I always wanted to be on stage, but I just wasn't very good. I was not a good actress. I wasn't a great waitress, but I did that for a long time. And I told everyone I was an actress, but meanwhile I'm working at Marianne's Chula Vista, waiting tables. Do you want me to continue with my career path? I don't want to bore anyone.
This is all about you.
Before you continue, if you were to have a movie made about you or a TV show, who would be the actress playing you?
I love that question.
I have a good answer.
Really? Well, okay, so I'm going to flatter myself, and anybody watching, please don't throw up in your mouth when I say this, but I do get Sandra Bullock. Is that who you were going to say?
Yeah.
I was going to say Sandra Bullock or Jennifer Gardner.
Well, I would take either one of those. I used to say I look like Sandra Bullock if Sandra Bullock ate Sandra Bullock.
Blindsided.
Yes. But
those would be great.
Yeah. Well, I graduated from the American Academy, wasn't a good actress, became a talent agent. I was sort of all over the place. I could never find any career path. They were really more jobs that really, interested me, fascinated me, that I could really sink my teeth into and that I loved. I was always that person who was just waiting for 5 o'clock, right?
Oh, yeah.
And
especially when you work in Manhattan.
Yes. And none of the jobs I had, I always felt like I was jumping out of my skin, maybe a little bit of ADHD. And then, I was working at a dating service when I met Jeff Fessler, who's my husband, and we met because
Shout
he
out
was
to
a
Jeff.
client.
Great guy.
Yeah, thank you. Shout out to Jeff Fessler. So that's where we met, and we, got engaged. I was living in the city. I never thought I'd be a Jersey girl. Born in Louisiana, raised in Houston, even though my parents are both Brooklyn Jews. But I mean, it's all very strange and dysfunctional, but you need a longer podcast for that. So, but I met this Jersey boy, and before I knew it, I was living in Guttenberg, New Jersey, get married, popping out my first baby. We moved to Bergen, Upper Saddle River in Bergen County, and we've been there ever since. And I've got, 2 Jersey kids. I guess I don't know when you're officially a Jersey girl, but I've been in Jersey.
Now you're a
I think
Jersey
you're
girl.
a
I
For
am,
sure.
right?
Your children are Jersey.
Right?
kids. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Good.
so
I'm proud.
So Jen, with your career, for a while you were a recruiter.
I was.
So,
You guys have done your
to
homework.
Me, that sounds like a miserable profession.
It was.
Talk to us about the recruiting game, because especially when you're with these external companies, because I get hit up by recruiters all the time.
Yeah.
To me, they're all scams. They're like,
They're not.
This one, we got to get you on. We'll send over the paperwork. We're gonna get you an interview, and then they don't even have a connection with the company they're working with.
So no, I don't. I haven't found that to be true.
Okay.
It wasn't true for the company that I work for, and I do tell my daughter that she needs to be always in touch with recruiters, and my son, although he's in school right now. But whatever. But I don't think so, and I think it's a good thing to have your resume out with recruiters. I didn't enjoy it. It's really for recruiters.
grind.
It's sales.
It's sales,
Yeah.
exactly.
And it's so much gets, you can work on something for months and then you can just lose it. And it happens in real estate. It happens in so many, different careers. But for me,
Yeah.
I would just become too emotionally attached to whatever I was working on. And if it didn't happen, I was miserable.
That's
and
that Southern hospitality, right? there.
yeah, exactly. So I don't know. It wasn't for me. And I think that also most of the jobs that I had, just sitting at a desk, right, and doing anything, whether it was making phone calls or at one point I worked in HR,
Wow.
but I just didn't. Nothing
Yeah.
really excited me. I was never like it was never like I couldn't wait to go to work. I was always dreading
Yeah.
work.
So what about
And-
your daughter? What does she do?
So my daughter's in PR.
Okay.
She works for a wonderful PR
sense.
agency called Sabrina Levine. And she actually worked for Tom over here, Tom Ierna, who is my PR
Tom's behind
person.
the camera.
Tom is, yes, he's the best. So he taught a lot to my daughter. And now she works for Sabrina Levine. She lives in the city. My son is in law school.
Oh, very nice.
Yes, and they live pretty close to each other.
Lawyers
in
and
Murray Hill.
PR.
I
People
know,
work
right?
Very close together.
Right,
That's
right.
right.
Well, my husband's in a lawyer, so maybe they're
makes
following a little
sense.
bit in our footsteps.
Yeah, and this is great. Great stuff. And I want to give a special thanks and shout out to PDF Sports Network for engineering this for us here today. Dave
Woo.
Pizzuto,
We must have been thinking about
founder.
the same thing. She was talking about sales and marketing. Everything has really become sales
Dave
and
is a
marketing.
great
That's true.
marketing professional.
So the great Dave
communications professional.
Pizzuto is with us. His partner, Joe
Hi,
Foreman,
Dave.
has engineered broadcasts and live productions like this for us in the past before. So big shout out to them. Incredible help. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. So back to Jen, Joe.
Absolutely.
Back to Jen.
So let's talk about being the CEO of Shire Hill Partners.
Wow, again, you guys have really done your homework. I've been on a lot of podcasts, guys. Well done.
Appreciate it.
So Shire Hill Partners, I used to live on a street called Hampshire Hill. And my neighbor on that street was in the shoe business. I came up with an idea for a high heel shoe for women over 50. Not just, I shouldn't say that, not really just for women over 50, but at age 50, I couldn't walk in high heels anymore. And I was really, really frustrated. I couldn't find a high heel either in retail, like online, nothing that I was comfortable wearing. And I grew up in the age of, Sex in the City and heels were everything. And it was very frustrating. And a lot of my friends had the same frustration. And I wasn't ever thinking that I was going to become an entrepreneur, but I felt like there was this quote unquote hole in the market. And my neighbor had been in the shoe business for years. And so we started talking about it. And we ended up starting this business. And Shire Hill Partners is the company that manufactures F Major, which is the high heel shoe that we made and we manufactured in Spain with this comfort technology in it. And it's really just a black and a beige high heel, patent leather and Napa leather, which is like a flat leather. But the technology allows you not to want to, jump off a building every time you put on your heels. And
No aching ankles anymore.
yes, exactly. So, it took years to develop, and the marketing took
Yeah.
its own time.
What was the most challenging? Was it, finding a place in Spain? Is it the marketing? What's the hardest part about the business?
I think that you don't know what you don't know. So when we, finally went live and started selling F majors, it's a tricky thing selling high heels online because, picture that you order a pair of shoes, they come, even if they're, quote unquote comfort heels, maybe the size is off. Every foot is different, right? Or maybe, I don't know, you didn't picture the heel to be exactly that high, even though we're very specific on the website. It's 3 inches. Our tagline is 3 inches never felt so good, which is a little dirty. You have to let your dirty mind wander.
A little risque,
yes.
Very good, very clever.
Correct. Anyway, so it's just there are a lot of returns. There are a lot of exchanges, but you don't always, with shoes, at least I realized, I don't always, if I get a pair in the mail and they're not comfortable because let's say they're the wrong size, I don't always go through the trouble of exchanging them, right? I just send them back or whatever. It didn't work. Right. It's easy, right? It's an easy return. So that learning curve was hard. And also I will say that we did very well and we're still going. We still shopfmajor.com. But at age 53, very close to when we launched F Major, I got cast on the Housewives of New Jersey, and that sort of took over, right?
So talk to us about that process. Did you know somebody in the friend group? Did somebody reach out to you?
Yeah.
What is the casting process like?
I was friendly with Margaret Josas.
Okay.
And actually, Margaret, who is an unbelievable entrepreneur, and she is more than two successful businesses, but she sort of mentored me, and which was so nice of her. And we became more friendly, and our husbands enjoyed each other. And so, we would be over their house hanging out, and Joe would always say, "You should go on. You should be on. You'd be great." And I'm like, "No way. What do I look like? Am I stupid?" But then this casting director, unbeknownst to me, called one day and said, "Margaret gave me your number. And listen, if you live in New Jersey and you're a woman of a certain age and you live in certain areas where these housewives, you think about it, you have your little fantasies about it, right? Okay. But I mean, it's a very different thing when you're really considering it. So I got the call, and then I got another call, and the process is quite arduous. It's not like people are like, I get a lot of, "Oh yeah, they wanted me," or "Oh yeah, I just didn't want to do it. They wanted." It takes a while until they actually, quote unquote, want you. You have to go through quite a few interviews.
They want you to jump through a lot of hoops.
It's not even jump through a lot of hoops. They spend a lot of money on this show, and I guess they want to make sure they get it right.
Vet it properly.
Yeah, and so you meet a lot of people, and then it ended up with execs from Bravo, and our production company coming to my house, sitting down at my kitchen table, and I don't know. Then I got a call. We want to move forward.
How'd your husband feel about this?
So surprisingly, if you know Jeff Fessler, it's hard to picture that he was even more enthusiastic than I was. Because he's a quiet guy and a serious guy. Yeah. Even my friends that I've been friends with for years and years and years were and are shocked that Jeff is so into it.
Usually the husbands are a little reserved.
Correct. And he's a corporate attorney, and he's got, some big clients, and he was weary at the beginning about that, and he's very good at keeping everything very, very separate. But he was just on me. I was like, I don't think so. I don't wanna. I look at what happens to these women, and I'm not looking forward to going in there being a shady bitch. Like, that's not really my thing.
That's not you, and you never came across that way.
I appreciate. Do you guys watch?
I watch. Joe,
my mom watches.
Really?
I watch with my mom here and there.
Me and my wife.
Yep. And I have a lot of close female friends who watch the show. They love you guys.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yes.
So yeah, but I told you guys before, like, any jobs that I've had, and I've been alive now 57 years. I've had quite a few. Never felt right. It never felt like I wanted to go to work ever. And I think that I don't know that I ever was going to be an actress per se. I don't know that I wasn't good at it, but I think I always wanted to be on stage. Mm-hmm. And, when somebody comes knocking at age 53 and they are offering you an opportunity to change your life and reinvent yourself at that age, it's hard to turn that down.
Oh, yeah.
And it happily turned into like the most amazing opportunity for me. And listen, there's anxiety that goes along with it. If you guys follow the Housewives.
A lot of drama.
A lot of drama, even when you're not filming. A lot of social media drama, a lot of all of that. But it's afforded me an opportunity to be here at the American Dream.
Yeah, beautiful
with
place.
Yes, with you guys in the New Jersey Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which you'll be in a couple years from now.
Yes, only a couple.
Couple of
So
years.
yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
for me, it's worked out. Really, I'm very, very grateful for it.
Yeah, and the show's great. For my opinion, the best Housewives
Really?
franchise in New Jersey, hands down. So the only thing that, and I kind of know the answer to this, but it really annoys me how you all go to events and you know, you're not carpooling, you're not showing up at the same time, you're all staggered 10 minutes
Yes,
after each other.
correct.
Because to me, common sense is people are probably going to show up at the same time.
Yes.
So that's all.
That
you
is
know,
definitely production.
All right,
Yes.
Jen, you go at this time. Margaret's going to follow you.
Well, also it gets, there's so much going on at any given time that, and people are drinking at events, so
Yep.
they want to, so they get a driver for you because
Okay.
right.
Yep.
So there's that, and yes, they definitely stagger it. They're definitely entrances.
On purpose.
Yes,
Makes sense.
yes.
So you mentioned the social media, which is like a whole other beast. So
Yes.
what's like the most ridiculous rumor you heard about yourself that was so not true?
I'm thinking. So the most ridiculous. I mean, there have been a few. Well, they're not rumors. I just get like she looks like a man, or I get a lot of what I got from the show. She's a flip flopper. She's thirsty. Those are not rumors. Those are just people's
people saying,
opinions.
right. That's right.
Correct. But like, it's funny because that doesn't really. At the beginning, I'm not a big shot like I probably did, but now I think it's interesting because that doesn't really bother me. And I just did this other podcast. I don't know if you watch Miami. Do you know Anna Q? She was a housewife on Anyway, she's a podcast with Ace called Reality Court. Anyway.
Oh, we just had Ace Fanning on our show.
No way!
Right.
He didn't release his episode yet, but we
I
record. Ace
love
is great.
him.
Yeah,
I
so
love him
we know
so
that show,
much.
Reality Court, which is also at Herd at Media, just like us.
I absolutely love him and
He's
her.
awesome.
I love them both. But anyway, we talked about the whole thirsty thing, and
Yeah.
I thought I had this like revelation, like, women are always called thirsty, and not always, but men are oftentimes called hungry. But there's such different connotations, right? Like hungry means ambitious, and it means hardworking, whereas thirsty means desperate.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. And I don't think that I'm pretty sure I'm not desperate for anything, having to do with Housewives, fame, or money, because desperate means desperate. So, but I get thirsty a lot. Let me think. Other rumors. Tom, what rumors have there been about me? Can you think of any?
Tom, your publicist, PR. Just thinking.
Nothing so crazy, right?
That's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
That is good.
So far.
Yeah.
Who knows what the future holds,
Also, we shall see.
right?
So once again, big shout out to Herd at Media. Our show is on Herd at Media. Another one of your co-stars has her show on Herd at Media. We're talking Teresa
Yeah.
Giudice, right?
Yes.
So one of the ongoing storylines throughout the show here the last couple of years is the drama between Melissa Gorga, Teresa Giudice. You're either Team Gorga, Team Giudice, right? You're in the middle of that. Now, you have gone on record in saying that there will be a time here in the future where everybody will be able to be together and just be cordial.
I've said that will happen, or I
You
hope
s-
that will happen.
Hope that will happen.
Yes.
You say
I would love-
you believe that will happen.
No, I definitely didn't say I believe that it will, because I don't think I do. Hope is different than believe. Maybe I did at one point, but I think that ship has sailed.
Yeah. So, was it hard for you to stay in the middle?
Yeah, it was. And, it's such a weird thing. And it's like you're in like this bubble.
Yeah.
And it's not, there are cameras, it's your job. All of that changes things. Like I always said, if one of my best friends gets into it with someone, and that's someone, I see that someone at, let's say, the American Dream, I'm going to just shoot them a dirty look and walk
Yeah.
the other way. This is not that. This is a sort of a microcosm of life, and you're dealing with these. There's no escape, right?
Yeah.
So also if somebody, let's say, has not been nasty to you, to then, choose a side becomes
Right.
even more
Yeah.
difficult.
Like you said, you're in a bubble. Sometimes you have to take a step back.
Yes,
And just-
but I mean, your job is to be honest and to
Right.
and to say what you think.
You always keep it real.
I try.
Do a very, very good job. Now,
Thanks, you guys.
There's a certain name that's behind this, I believe, on this wall on the plaque over here. His face is
know
over
it's
there.
coming.
Sorry, we got to ask. So
I know it's coming.
I am a huge Sopranos
So am
enthusiast, as my friend, and you actually revealed this.
Oh God!
That you
try to say it in a less crass way than I said it.
You once had an intimate relationship
thank you.
with the late James Gandolfini, the late great James Gandolfini.
Yes.
Talk about when you met him for the first time and just your experience.
Well, that was
with
actually
him.
a good rumor about me that I was lying about that.
Well,
I was lying. Because he had passed. He wasn't there to defend himself. I didn't think I was accusing him of anything.
Right,
But anyway,
just telling your girls.
yes,
your
I was.
girlfriends,
Yeah.
What's up?
Well, I mentioned I was a talent agent for a short amount of time. I was an assistant first for an agency way back in the day called Harder Manning Wu, and he was a client. And this is before Sopranos, and so he would come in, and I was madly in love with him, just beyond. And he had just done True Romance. Have you guys seen? That's one of the best all time. I think that movie is so brilliant. But anyway, and I just was so drawn to him, and he was like a thug in True Romance, and he would come to the office, and he was the world's most charming man, the world's kindest, warmest man. He would always bring gifts to the agents, and at that point, he was their biggest client, right? He didn't have to do anything, but he was always so gracious. And then I moved over to an agency that no longer exists called J. Michael Bloom, and I don't know that we kept in touch, but I had a friend at Harder Manning Wu who said probably, Jen's in love with you. She's over at whatever. I got a call one day. And so something to that effect.
That's out of the bag.
And he called, and we went out a few times. And I would definitely not call it a relationship. I would call it something way more tawdry. But we had fun, and we hung out. And then at one point, he called me, he was looking for a personal assistant, wanted to know about this friend of mine. And so, but it was unrequited love. I never pretended like James Gandolfini and I. He was not bringing me home to his mother. There was none of that. But he ruined quite a few years for me, of me just spinning, just dreaming of him. And again, this is all pre-Sopranos.
Right.
So, and he was there was something about that man, right?
So what was it like for you once you revealed that on the show? I mean, social media.
Wow, I didn't realize there'd be an uproar. I mean, I'm not proud. Sometimes I think that I'm funny or that I am, and I say things thinking that they're going to be funny and they aren't. And the way that I described our time together was a little crass, so I would do that over differently. But listen, it was part of my story. The producers were like drooling when I said it, because what's more Jersey than that, right?
Right.
It was like perfect.
They must love that.
Yes. But people were offended. Again, they were like, he's passed. He wasn't married. I wasn't married. I didn't think I was saying anything, so salacious about this man. It happened.
It happens.
And so
Life happens.
That's
right.
And I certainly wouldn't take it back.
Fair enough.
You wouldn't either. Believe me.
So you're in this host sphere. There's so many housewives. I'm sure you met other people and other shows beyond yours. So if you could switch lives with another housewife, doesn't have to necessarily be New Jersey, for one day, who would it be?
Does it have to be a housewife that's still on the air currently?
Anybody.
Oh, that's so easy. Lisa Vanderpump.
Okay.
I mean, obviously.
All right, fair enough.
I mean, I just love her. I loved her from day one. She looks like Jacqueline Smith, and she's with everything on her is pink, and her house is pink, and her dogs are pink, and Ken is adorable, and she's loaded. So I
think she's getting her own hotel now in
Is
Las
she really?
Vegas. That was the rumor I read the other day.
Really? So
that's big money, right?
Yes,
there.
I've never met her. I probably never will, but I would definitely trade places with her for a day.
That's a strong answer,
Thank
Joe.
you.
So the show right now kind of on pause.
Yes.
We'll see what happens.
Yes.
But we're all hopeful. So
me too.
We'll see what happens there. Looking forward to hopefully another cash trip to the Jersey Shore, because that's the only place you guys seem to go.
Listen, the first year, no, that's not true. I went to Ireland.
That was the only time.
Season 13.
Yes.
Season 14, we were supposed to go to the Berkshires. We couldn't even make it there. Correct. That was so perfect. Talk about like the symbolism. So we ended up at Rails. But I don't know.
Everything always goes off the rails at Rails.
Oh, look at you. Well done.
Thanks.
Yeah. So I don't know. I do look at some of the other franchises. And
do you watch the other shows?
Every single one.
Okay.
Absolutely. I'm obsessed. I always have been.
Give me your favorite.
Well, right now I am digging Miami. It's weird to say this because I'm such a fan, but like I have friends on them. Like I just even like right
makes
now
sense.
I'm watching OC in Miami.
Yep.
And I got to just spend time because she also has a podcast on iHeart like I do with Emily Simpson and her lovely husband Shane. And that was so cool because I only knew her from the show, and I'd met her a couple times, but we never got a chance to really get to know each other.
Yeah.
And I know some others on that show, so watching that is really fun for that reason. And then I'm very close to Gertie on Miami, and there's all this stuff going on in that show that I was privy to that was based off of a cruise that Gertie and I took after BravoCon 2 years ago.
Wow.
So like all of that makes it really fun to watch.
BravoCon's coming up this year. So
Yes.
be out there mingling in the desert with everybody. So
I hope.
You mentioned the podcast. Let's talk about the first podcast, Two Jersey Jays.
Yes.
You and Jackie Goldschneider.
Yes.
The two recent friends of the show.
Yes.
So
yes.
How did that come to be, and how much fun has that been?
So it's been really fun. Jackie actually had been working with iHeart and on putting together a podcast, and she's very invested in the eating disorder community. And so the idea was sort of based around eating disorders. I've struggled with my own. So we thought that, maybe we could do that together. But it evolved into a podcast about women of a certain age. She's 47. I'm now 57. So there's a nice span between us. And talking about like all the changes and what happens in kids the age that her kids are, the age that my kids are, getting older, sexy things like menopause and perimenopause and all of that. So, and working with Jackie was great. It's like, I'm sure you guys,
well, Jackie, like us, Staten Islanders. So
That's right.
Yes, she is. That's very true.
Yeah, Jackie, not the same time, but Jackie and my wife went to the same K through 5 school.
Get out.
Yeah, PS 36.
Wow. Yep. You got to tell her when you have her on.
My wife and her have spoken on Instagram, but we'll have her on. Tom will make it happen.
Yes, so. Tom will make it happen.
Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it.
No, she would love to come on. But yeah, so that's been great. And then I got another pod called I Do Part 2, which is another iHeart podcast. And it's about people getting their second chance at love. And my husband and I were separated for like a year and a half. I think that's why they probably thought it was a good match because a lot of times the guests have been divorced and the hosts have gone through either, divorce or death of a loved one. And so getting separated and getting back together is maybe a little bit more unusual. And so they wanted my perspective. So I've been on I Do Part 2 now for I don't know, a year, Tom, a while. And now I actually am doing my third podcast, I'm very proud to say, called Dirty Rush.
That's right.
About a week
Mentioned
ago
that at the top.
So.
Yes.
How did the premise of that get off the ground? And what are you guys doing to promote that and do all that?
Right. So I certainly did not come up with the premise, but iHeart is really good about bringing their talent together and on retreats. And like just recently I was in Tahoe.
Nice.
And so you get to meet all the execs and all these, brilliant minds and become friendly with them and friends with them. So just in like shooting the shit with one of the execs, we were talking a little bit about, I don't know, podcasts or ideas or maybe a sorority podcast, but I was in a sorority at the University of Texas. And my daughter, who graduated from Delaware a couple years ago,
Delaware, huge with the sororities,
right? So she was in Alpha Phi, and so I have like
what was your sorority?
It's called AE
Okay.
At University of Texas. So, but it's I guess an interesting perspective because the other hosts are these two beautiful, much younger women. I don't know if you guys, I would think that you know Gia Giudice. And then this other beautiful young girl whose name is Daisy Kent, who's on The Bachelor, and she's an influencer, and they both have these huge followings. And then me. So I have gotten a lot of a little bit of blowback. Like, I don't get it. What is this old woman doing on this sorority podcast? But like we've already had one mother on who had such an interesting perspective. She had really been through it in terms of the whole rush process, and her daughter didn't get in to a sorority and what that was like. And then, being the mother of a girl in a sorority, I went through that. And having been through it in Texas, because, the South.
Texas, Alabama, it's a whole
different level. So I had the privilege of being in a sorority at UT. So I have some, I guess, a different perspective I'm hoping to offer. Yeah. So
Well, tune in to
Tune
that
in.
on iHeart.
That's right.
Dirty Rush.
Yeah,
iHeart.
my wife was in a sorority back in college, so I had to go to all these formal
Mixers and formals
events and
and
stuff.
matches, yep.
And my job was,
To eat the food.
hey, Nick, take our picture. Take our picture. So
Well, right,
I got that. I got that down pat. But what happened was all these sorority girls ended up coming to our wedding. And they were asking me to take a picture. I said, it's my wedding. I paid a photographer. I'm not taking the picture of you guys.
Well, I didn't ask anyone to take my picture because back in the day we didn't have cell phones.
Right.
So
We had
it was
the
we're talking about a whole
You lived in the moment. You enjoyed the moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But,
way
you
more
got
so.
the sorority girl squat for the photos.
Yes.
The hand symbols that you
You
have
probably
to
know more than I do, right? Well, my daughter would know.
It's a whole nother world,
Yes,
for sure.
for sure.
So, as we mentioned multiple times, we're here, New Jersey Hall of Fame, future Hall of Famers, American Dream. You have a
Yes.
great partnership with them. This place
do.
is crazy. You can walk around here for 5 hours. You probably get lost, and you still won't even see half the mall.
I don't even know if I've seen it all, and I work.
Yeah, so tell us some of your favorite spots in here.
Okay, so I'm very partial to the part of the mall that I have this partnership with called the Avenue. The Avenue is the luxury wing of American Dream. What is so cool about American Dream is that we can be here in the New Jersey Hall of Fame and then make our way over to Hermes, at the Avenue, and Isola Bella, and have caviar and champagne, and then go skiing, and then go to the Nickelodeon,
It's a little something for everybody.
Yes,
Nice.
I mean, and it has all the what's so great about it is there's so many things that are great about it, but being able to go to all of the other stores, not just the high-end luxury stores, but then if I need something at Sephora, which I always do, or I need something at I don't know, Aritzia, Zara. So it's just there's something here for absolutely everyone.
Everybody, and it's centrally
That's the
located in
other
New Jersey.
piece.
It's so easily accessible for everybody.
People, I didn't realize it. So I'm in Bergen County. It's easier to get here than on Sundays. I used to go to Short Hills because there's something called Blue Laws in Jersey. I don't know if all your listeners know about it, but everything sort of shuts down.
Can't go.
Right, except
American Dream's open on Sundays.
Except for American Dream. So
shout out to our other former guest, Tucker. He from Big Brother. He's in the American Dream commercial to say Sundays are open here.
Sundays are open, but even above and beyond that, it's just so convenient. It really is, and it's convenient now for my friends from the city. It's
the train, if you wanted, you
the
could.
train, or it's just not
right over through the tunnel.
Yeah,
the bridge.
easy. And listen, again, you could spend days and probably weeks here and not do everything that it has to offer.
Yeah.
So I'm very proud to be attached to American
it's an
Dream.
awesome place.
Yeah.
So Jen, this has been great. Our last question here.
Yes.
Our signature question.
Yes.
In your life or your career, what has been your I'm right moment? What I mean by that, it's a time or place where you wanted to pursue something. You asked somebody for advice. They said, Jennifer, that sounds like a bad idea. That's going to get messy. Don't do it. It's not going to work out. And you said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. And in the end, I could tell you why I'm right about that. And I could tell you I told you so.
So my answer is a little something I like to call the Housewives of New Jersey.
Yeah.
I got a lot of don't do it, are you crazy, a lot of we're not going to allow you to do that. My friends wanted to stage an intervention. Why would you? Your life is, peaceful but something in me was just so drawn to it and to the adventure of it all. And I was right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's all roses, but I would do it again and again because it.
And it's a big shout out to your husband for nudging you.
Thank you. I appreciate. Yeah, he really did because I had a lot of fear around it. I think probably most people do. This is not. It's like I had although I wanted to be an actress, I hadn't had any experience really.
Yeah.
In front of the
I'm
camera.
sure it takes a lot to get used to when those cameras show up at your house the first time.
Yes, and especially if you're a fan and a viewer and you've been watching for years, you know what's going on, right? You know what you're getting into. But I don't know. I felt like after a lot of time and we had a lot of family meetings that I couldn't walk away from it, and I was right not to because it has definitely changed my life, and I'm just forever grateful. It comes along with some stuff, but for me, it's been such a gift. So, I'm right.
There you go.
Love that.
Love that
Yes.
line. We're going to use that line. But, again, your itch to be in front of the camera, maybe not as a big-time actress, but it eventually came to fruition.
Right.
We thank you for your time, Jen. We really,
thank you for
really
yours.
appreciate this. what we do here is we always give our guests the last word. So if there's anything else you would personally like to share, promote for yourself, where can we find you, and what else you got going on moving forward?
That's really nice, you guys. Thank you for that opportunity. Listen, I mean, I think you guys have been very generous talking about my podcast on iHeart, talking about the Avenue at American Dream. Those are my, big passions. And I'm not sure about the future of Jersey, but I'm extremely hopeful. I don't know. What do I want to promote? I mean, I feel like that's it. I'll promote. We just bought a beach house in Margate, which is really closer to Philly. So I'm trying to get all my friends there now because it's the most fabulous, in my opinion, shore town.
All right.
That's been really fun.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Best of luck with that.
Thank
Best of
you.
luck on everything moving forward. This has been awesome. We want to thank American Dream, New Jersey Hall of Fame, Bitty Bites, PDF Sports Network for making this all possible. And, of course, we want to thank our very special guest, Jenn Fessler.
Oh, thanks, you guys.
For my co-host, Joe Calabrese. I'm Nick Durst, and this has been You Know I'm Right.